Okay, finally. I've been trying to record this video for, I don't even know how long. It's been a while. Maybe you've noticed. Maybe you've noticed I haven't dropped a video recently. But it's largely because, life takes twists and turns sometimes. And unfortunately, that just means that things that you want to happen don't always happen. So here we are, a couple weeks after I wanted to get this video out. And who even knows how long it's going to take me to edit this thing? I don't know. We're just going to have to wait and see. There's like a fuzzy flying around. Got it. And now you see why it's taking me so long to do this. Also, I decided to put my autofocus feature on, which as a filmmaker slash videographer or whatever the heck you want to call it, I don't usually use because I like being able to manually control it. But I figured, what the hey? I'm gonna turn it on and see how it goes because I keep missing the focus. So I can do things like this and I'll be in focus. And then I can do this and I'll still be in focus. So we're gonna have some fun with that today. Okay, I've been working on like 4 videos at the same time, which is sort of why I'm like stressed about not getting any of them out because they're all good, I think, hopefully. I've enjoyed creating them, but or writing them at least, but I'm hoping that they'll be good to digest. So this week we've got a doozy for you, a deep cut, a beaut, a humdinger. We've got one from the Deep Annexed Annals for y'all. And I've got a feeling you're gonna absolutely love turning this one off and not finishing the video this week. Now, I don't know how widespread this form of Christian entertainment was, but in my church circles, they were all the rage. Human music videos, or human drama videos, or maybe something else. I honestly don't remember what they were called. I feel like they had a specific name, but I erased it from my brain and now it's just gone. It's something like that. Regardless of the name, basically it's a bunch of young people who get up on stage and do a combination of sign language and acting and interpretive dance to Christian music. And usually it's to convey a really basic and opaque message. And as corny as they were, they usually went over pretty freaking well with the audience. And I think it's because they were so easy to understand and usually set to popular Christian music, so emotions were easily artificially created through the whole experience. You see your kid up on stage or your kid's friends up on stage doing some dancing. You hear the song that you heard on K-Love this morning on the way to church, so it's all coming together to create like a menagerie of wonderful emotions inside of you. Now, if you haven't seen these, buckle in. And if you have seen these, I'm so sorry. But instead of trying to explain them anymore, let's just get into the video because I feel like that is going to be the best way to show you what these are all about. So, the Lifehouse Everything skit, remastered high quality. This is the video I have chosen for us this week. I chose this one because it came up on TikTok actually. Shout out to Caro Deary. And in seeing this, it was pulled from the deep recesses of my memory. This particular human drama video was so popular that it was played and recreated everywhere. Even now it has over 5 million views. But I remember seeing this and just being so jazzed about it, dude, and everybody was. And as we watch it, I think you're gonna see why. But I think you're also gonna see why we're talking about it. Something I will mention is I'm not sure if this is going to get copyright striked because of the music. I haven't made the decision yet if I'm going to try and cut the music out or if I'm going to try to mess with the EQ so that it sounds different enough to where it won't be recognized by algorithms. If I have chosen something like that and it seems weird or off or something, then that's why. So let's get into it. So it starts off with Jesus breathing life into her. Nothing too adverse yet. Although having been in some of these myself and in other little plays and things that we would put on, I already don't like Jesus, the guy that's playing him. Because number one, he's white. And number two, the person playing Jesus it was always a popularity contest. It was never oh, you're the best actor, or we think you're gonna convey the best Jesus. It's just that this person is well liked by a lot of people. So we're going to make him Jesus because of course we are. It's sort of like the church version of prom king, but there is no prom queen. It's just Jesus. Speak to me.
I want to feel you. I need to hear you.
I guess Jesus is teaching her how to be a human, question mark? Like, I get that this is a metaphor, but I'm obsessed with imagining Jesus in a room full of babies just trying to teach them how to be human as if their biology isn't going to do that for them. All right, next you're gonna take your left foot and place it in front of you. Oh, very good, human baby. Okay, I've got another meeting today with a baby giraffe, and I'm teaching him how to grow his head really long, so definitely can't miss that one. So do you want to use my scheduler to set up a meeting for another time, or... Wait. What did you say? I said, wait. But I haven't taught you how to speak yet. We don't need your lessons, old man. We can handle this kind of shit on our own. Why don't you teach us something useful like how to invest in stocks or how to lead a government in the best way possible? Well, our government lesson isn't planned until, let's see. Did you know Putin is about to invade Ukraine? Why don't you go teach him how to be a better person instead of wasting your time here with us teaching us how to fucking walk? How do you know anything about Earth's geopolitical stage? Our international affairs class isn't for another 3 weeks. Because we've been paying attention, no thanks to you. We've all been radicalized by the suffering we see on Earth. And we've decided we want nothing to do with it unless we can change it. Wait a second. What is this? Is this an uprising? Are you trying to overthrow me right now? Do you not remember what happened to the last guy that did that? Brutus, Clogger, grab him. Hey! Get your hands off me! Don't you know who I am? My father will be here. Your father is the one who created this mess, and we see even less of him. So rest assured, he will be hearing of this when our bullet goes through his left temple. Take him away. No, let me go. You'll never get away with this. No, let me go. No. It's time for a new Sky Daddy.
Where I find peace, working.
For a lot of that, I was just like, what the fuck is going on here? And then he like did this little number. And I was like, oh, I think he's making an apple tree. And then he like Johnny Appleseeds it and gives it to her so that people know what in the goddamn hell is going on, because he's just doing this the whole time. Here you go. It's an apple. I made the tree and picked it for you, so you could eat it, you know, cause it's an apple. What? Oh, you're allergic. How did that happen? I made you allergic when I was teaching you how to be a human. No, I don't think it's just, listen, are you gonna eat the apple, or, you know, no, I know, you're allergic, but, well, are you gonna eat it, or, are you gonna eat the apple? Are you gonna eat the apple? Are you gonna eat the apple? Alright. Eat the apple. Okay, eat the apple. Eat the apple. Eat the apple. Eat the apple. Eat the fucking apple. Yummy in my tummy. So yummy. This is what I mean about it being so opaque and just so basic. It's like the most simple messaging that you could get. And like, to make sure people are getting it, you gotta fucking Johnny Appleseed the apple and make sure she goes yum, because it's Jesus apples. Don't forget, it's Jesus' apple he gave you. What the fuck is going on here? Is this really how God creates things? Hey. What's going on here? Yo, are you creating things right now? Yo. Sick, man. Nice. Oh, yeah. Bro. Yes, man. Yo. Yeah, sick, bro. Yeah, so you just did that. Whoa, sick, man. Whoa, nice, man. Dude, yeah. Oh, shit, dude. Oh, sick, man. Oh, fuck, dude. Yeah, man. Sick. Yes, dude. Nice. Oh, man. Nice, dude. Fuck. Whoa, dang. Whoa, bro. Dude, yes. Nice. Yes, dude. Sick. Nice, bro. Whoa, man. Okay, so we get it. Jesus likes showing off to her that he can do all these things, and he like made her, and she's super into it. Let's move on. Okay, so we've gotten into our first scene of her being tempted, and of fucking course, it's a person of color. Whoever made this choice needs to check their internalized or externalized racism, because what the heck? He just like pushes Jesus aside, and Jesus is like, whoa, man. Yo, you're stepping in my territory right now. I just taught her how to fucking be a human, dude. I just showed her I made a bird for her. What have you got? What have you got, dude? Jesus even tries to retrieve her, but as like the temptation person continues to like court her with his temptations, Jesus is just like over there freaking out, just like, hey, what? No, it's me, not him. What? Hey! Like, what kind of message is this sending to people in general, but especially to young, impressionable people? Like, oh, don't get into a relationship with a brown person because they'll distract you from your meaningful relationship with this invisible guy who manipulated you into being in a relationship with him and needing him by dying for you and telling you it was your fault? Get the fuck out of here. Not only did they make the next person taking her away from Jesus a black person, they also made him such a stereotypical version of a black person. I get that it's diluted to get the point across, but the point has so many layers of inherent racism and bigotry that it hurts to watch. And I feel so bad for the people of color who are involved in this because you know there were just so many microaggressions happening during rehearsal. Okay, so we want to show that she's struggling with money, and to do this, we're gonna have a gangster taunt her with money. So your character's name is Tyrone, and we're gonna have... Why does he need to be named at all? The names don't matter in this. Oh, no, I know, but we just want it to be more realistic and believable. But the name has no effect on that. Nobody's gonna know his name. Okay, have it your way. We'll just call him T. So, T is a man of the streets. We really want him to come across more urban. Okay. So we got you this chain and these baggy clothes. We really need the urban vibe to jump out at the audience, you know? Oh, and you know what would be great is if you wore a hat sideways. I saw a rapper music video once where the guy was wearing his hat sideways and he was flashing money at the camera. I think that would be so great. Great. More energy. Okay, yeah, a little more attitude. Yeah, think urban, street, gangster, you know? Cut. Okay, look, T, is it all right if I call you that while we rehearse? You're really not giving me the urban vibes that I thought you would be good for. Do you have any friends that would be interested in playing this part? You're really the only urban person I know. Okay, so our next demon is drinking and partying, which obviously who fucking cares? Our final demon is a model, which I think represents vanity and boastfulness. I don't really understand why this one is as important to them as it is, because all these megachurch pastors are this person. But hey, who am I to say? Who's gonna listen to me? I don't know nothing. But meanwhile, why is Jesus still acting like he's powerless here? I mean, I get the whole she stepped away from him because of free will thing, but seriously, did nobody think about how pathetic Jesus was gonna look if they had him in the corner just like, hey, over here, what's it, hey, Jesus, what are you doing? I'm just trying to get the attention of one of my children. I love her so much, but she's not paying attention to me. I'm trying to make sure she doesn't sin or stop believing in me. Or worse, vote for the wrong political candidate. Why don't you just like use your powers to zap her over here or something? That's not how it works, guy. Hey! Says who? Didn't you create this whole shindig? Well, yes, but if I bring her back over with my god powers, she won't love me for me. She'll just love me because I won't stop bothering her and because of how cool my powers are. Okay, why don't you just talk to her then? I'm sure she'd understand, and if she wants to love you, she'll love you. You know nothing about cosmic consequence, do you? I can't just go over and talk to her or show her that I'm real or do something that would even be remotely helpful for her since she's a finite being with limited understanding and doesn't even know if I actually exist. That would be too easy. There's gotta be faith involved. Wait, wouldn't she still need faith to worship you as a god even after she met you? No, man, that's not how it works. Then why did you show yourself to all those people on the earth when you were here walking around? Are the apostles not actually saved because you showed them that you were the Son of God by proving to them that you came back to life after you died? Look, could you just give me some space? I've been doing this for like 2,000 years. I think I know what I'm doing. Okay, yeah, for sure. Oh, but just one more thing. You've got something on your shirt right there. What? Oh, been doing it for 2,000 years, eh? Leave me alone. Do something about it. Stop. You're so fucking lame, bro. You don't even use your powers to do anything. So, I don't know if this next person is supposed to be a demon. I think it's maybe more of a representation of the inner demons that we all face, because it doesn't really get a spotlight like the other ones. It sort of just pops in and out. Either way, it's the darkness, it's evil, it's creeping into her life because she's so far from Jesus now. And this next part, I'm gonna blur, because who in the goddamn hell made the choice to have these kids depict something like this to a crowded church congregation? And not only that, but we all saw this video when we were younger when it was first being circulated around the internet. It was played in youth groups all around the US as an inspirational thing. So a shit ton of young impressionable kids who are already being emotionally abused and manipulated to be a Christian are being exposed to really intense emotional experiences without the proper educational or empathetic context in which these topics should be discussed with young people. Like, she's obviously fighting with depression and mental health issues, but they're trivializing it all to make a watered down point that this wouldn't happen to you if you'd stayed with Jesus, or this will happen to you if you ever leave Jesus. So instead of helping young kids understand more about mental health and how to take care of themselves and how to ask for support from their communities, we were being taught through fear-mongering and guilt-tripping that we should never leave Jesus, otherwise our lives would suck. Which, I don't think I need to say, but I will, is obviously fucking wrong. Christians like to act like all your problems will go away when you get saved, which, for those of you who don't know, means you accept Jesus as your Lord and Savior and believe that he died for your sins and you're gonna follow him and his guidelines for the rest of your life. But when saved people have problems, they just believe that they need to pray harder instead of asking whether it's happening because Jesus isn't fucking real and not actually with them. Which, to be fair, is another form of emotional manipulation used by pastors and religious leaders to always put guilt and responsibility back on the religious congregation that is funding their untaxed salaries and revenue. But I digress. And then when non-Christians, especially people who have left Christianity, have problems. It's always, oh, it's because you're not a Christian anymore. Oh, have you been tithing? You know how God blesses tithers. Oh, how much have you been reading your Bible? Well, just try reading some more and spending time with God. He'll help you. Oh, well, it's important to give everything to God. He's there for you. You just have to ask for his help. But I've mentioned this in other videos, and I will keep mentioning it because it bears repeating. It is not your fault if things go wrong. To an extent, we are responsible for the consequences of our action, but difficult and stressful things happen to everyone. Everyone. It's not because you're not a Christian, and it's not because you left Christianity and abandoned Jesus like in this fucking music video. If you're alive, difficult things will happen, regardless of your religious affiliations. And it's not like more good things happen to religious people either. Life is hard and beautiful and desperate and wonderful, and everyone will experience all of those things, no matter which God they believe in, no matter their philosophical outlook on life, no matter how much you do a good job of following your religion's rules. So, to finish this video, she's about to take her own life, and Jesus acts out, getting sacrificed on the cross, and with the rising action of the song, she tries to run through the demons who hold her back, while Jesus tries to pull her in with an invisible rope instead of just banishing these people with his God powers. The lights start flashing, people in the crowd start freaking out, and they're going hard on stage. And finally, the climax of the song hits. And Jesus finally fucking does something to help her and puts his body in between her and the demons, and the crowd goes fucking wild. Then Jesus finally yeets them off of him, like he could have done this whole goddamn time. Cleans her off and finishes their dance from the beginning when he created her. And it ends with Jesus tricking her that he cares about her, so she'll live with him up in heaven. So, what have we learned from this video? Are you feeling inspired? Or are you left with a sinking feeling that you're not doing enough, like you've done something wrong, and like you're being shamed by someone for living the life the way you want to, instead of according to rules from thousands of years ago that have gone through multiple mistranslations and misinterpretations? Oh, you too? Okay, I thought so. I want to end this video with a breakdown of the larger themes being played out in the video. Obviously, there are the themes we've already covered that they included in the actual human music video, but let's take a look at what's happening outside of that. We've got a group of young Christians who have agreed to be a part of a propaganda performance, not to educate people about Christian theology, but to emotionally manipulate the Christian congregation into a whipped-up frenzy of devotion to the religion of their choice. We have very obvious undertones, or maybe overtones, of racism and bias through the choices of actors and motifs, with no awareness of the prejudice put into it. Okay, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I needed to put in this addendum from the editor cam here, because as I was editing this video and finding other videos on YouTube of like the human drama videos that we're talking about today, I was finding that every single time Jesus was a white person, and very often, if not every time, the perpetrator against Jesus in the videos was a person of color. So I'm going to show you that here really quick, to show you just how bad it is and just how deep the racism and bias goes. So here we have Jesus dying on the cross, which of course is a white guy. And then the two sinners that were crucified with Jesus are two people of color. And then one of those people is used for the story where Jesus casts demons out of him. Like, just use a different person. Why did you have to use the same guy? And here we have Jesus, which of course, again, is the white kid, and everybody's participating in being Jesus's cross here, but specifically the black guy in the group is the one who is portraying putting the crown of thorns on Jesus's head. And here we have another instance of Jesus casting the demons out of the man in the Bible, but it is a person of color. And then in the same video, we have 4 guards, 2 of which are whipping Jesus, and 3 of the 4 guards are people of color. Unsurprisingly, in the same video, those 4 guards are the people who nail Jesus to the cross. And the same guy who got the demons cast out of him is the guy who runs his spear into Jesus's side. And in the last video, Jesus is being whipped again by another person of color, and then the same guy is one of the guards who helps kill Jesus on the cross. I point all of this out because as a mixed person, I am fucking insulted and disgusted by this, because without fail, every single video that I saw, Jesus was a white guy, and the people that were hurting Jesus in some way or going against Jesus were often casted with the people of color in the group rather than one of the other white kids. So it really shows a lot of the inherent bias and racism going into these performances and how they go on without much question. But these are really harmful depictions of people of color, constantly being put in the position against the hero, and I hate it. And there's an overall fanaticism of very serious subjects like drug abuse, addiction, and suicidal tendencies that are used superficially for shock value and for quick recognition for ease of storytelling. They only have the compact amount of time that the song allows them to have, so they need people to get it immediately. Its overly simplistic approach reduces these difficult issues to two false dichotomies, one of which is, if you leave Jesus, your life will be bad. And the second is, if you accept Jesus back, your life will be better. And they chose this framework instead of giving these issues the respect and sober reflection that they deserve. People struggling with any of these issues can easily map themselves onto the main character because the performance lacks any detail or nuanced storytelling, and it's more of a blank slate meant for mass appeal rather than a personal deep consideration. The issues they chose are more or less universal problems that almost all humans can relate to in some way, whether they themselves struggle with them or because they know someone who has struggled with them. However, this performance really accentuates the self-contained bubble Christians often make for themselves to feel good about their religion and their exclusion of others. By portraying people who struggle with these issues as being manipulated by demons so distinctly others anyone outside of the framework of Christianity, by literally positioning them with evil. Rather than showing some empathy and care for these humans who deserve support and help, they are lumped in with demonic forces and made out to be synonymous with the position of the villain in this story, as represented by the fact that in the end they become responsible for the death of Jesus on the cross, who in this context is of course the hero. And the only time anything good is happening is when the main character is alone with and returns to Jesus. This exclusionary approach completely shits on the face of anyone who has struggled through a difficult time in their life and found their way outside of and in spite of Jesus and religion. All the hours spent crying in therapy, talking to friends, processing trauma, practicing self-care, hiring coaches, discovering medication, and figuring out which one of those helps, and all the other pieces that go into healing are completely ignored in favor of an elementary school version of struggle and reward. It's embarrassing to me as a human that anyone would be so moved by this video that it would become a viral hit. I'm okay with the video being helpful, don't get me wrong. In fact, I'm sure someone out there feels that this performance was key in helping them believe their life could be better and maybe helped get them out of a dark place. That's great, and I would never want to take that away from them. But this disconnected message from the rest of the world is why religion and Christianity are struggling to recruit other people. And it's why their obvious hypocrisy is being noticed and called out by more and more people. Much like in this performance, people often create a self-contained world of conflict and resolution, where the problems created all have a distinct source, and the answer to your problems is a specific and well-defined path or action that you can take that has no room left for interpretation. This would be really nice if it was true. If it was very obviously this thing is causing my problems and I can do this thing to take care of it. This framework has been almost entirely created from within the cultural Christian context that the performance members and audience members already pertain to. So it challenges nothing about their human experience. It only serves to confirm their existing beliefs and invalidate all other perspectives. All the conflict and resolution is black and white, and all of it is divided into easily recognizable right versus wrong. This allows the audience from refraining from questioning or reflecting too deeply so as not to disturb the status quo or allow room for any criticism. But by approaching it in this way, they lose all substance, all nuance, and all relatability for anyone outside of a Christian context and who is not primed to believe the pointed message that they're trying to communicate. So it turns this artistic performance into, like I already said, blatant propaganda with a specific mission, which is emotional manipulation. And of course, if someone was to watch this and feel bad about it but not be sure why they feel bad, It's baked into the performance that it's your fault. And in my opinion, this is an unspoken tenet of Christianity. Through sermons in Sunday school and social pressure, people are made to feel that anything they do outside of the agreed upon Christian norms is because they are problematic and not Christian enough. This pushes a lot of people away, but it also shames a lot of people into staying in the church and in their religion by making them feel like if they could just do it better, everything would be all right and they would have the best life possible. But that shit hurts people. That shit hurt me. Constantly trying to live up to someone else's standards, including the ridiculous and confusing standards in the Bible, and the ever-changing expectations from each sect of Christianity, sets one up to not know themselves. I can speak from personal experience about how dedicating every aspect of my life to God and Christianity and religion left me feeling like I had nothing left when I stepped away from Christianity. I didn't know what my likes and dislikes were. I didn't understand how people had goals for their lives, let alone what I should do about them. I felt like I had to ask everyone else's permission before I did something I wanted to do, and I would say yes to things I definitely didn't want to do. I didn't know where I ended and where everything else began. I was an amorphous blob of people-pleasing and self-doubt, and it took me years to break down all of the bullshit that Christianity piled on top of me, and I'm still in that process. What I've realized in this process of deconstruction, though, is that I wasn't left with nothing when I left Christianity. I was left with me. All of my desires, goals, dislikes, hopes, and dreams and everything else were still there. They were just hidden by the religious trauma I was left with and disguised by a veneer of self-doubt. But I slowly relearned how to trust myself. I'm still slowly relearning how to trust myself. I've slowly gotten back in touch with my deepest desires, and I'm slowly relearning what it means for me to be alive, to feel passion, to have likes and dislikes, to feel disgust, and to trust myself to live the life the way that I want to live it. Christianity can't take that away from you. It can only hide it for a time with a promise of invisible gods who take care of you, emotional manipulation to make you feel guilty and give your money to the church, and guilt tripping and gaslighting to render you helpless when you come up against real questions that go against their religion and beliefs. And often when you do decide to change or leave, you're just left to the streets. All of the talk of loving people and helping your neighbor and following the golden rule is abandoned, and you are left alone with no purpose, no passion, and no idea how to get them back. You're forgotten, shunned, excommunicated, slandered, and gossiped about. Everyone seems to talk about you with everyone else besides you. Lifelong friends and chosen families fade away as they continue on their paths towards religion and you continue on yours away from it. At different points, you may even feel okay about all of this because you recognize that they're not helping you grow anymore. But even that doesn't help with how much it can hurt. It doesn't help with the pain and frustration that goes into finding your voice again and deciding what to do with the rest of your life. No, all of that is left up to you. But when you do discover that there's a world outside of religion, outside of Christianity, and outside of the church, you begin to find your voice again. You begin to find the people who support you and help you grow. You learn your dislikes and you say no to people, and you learn what you're passionate about and say yes to the experiences that you want. You learn how to get real support that helps you heal, and slowly, step by small step, you reclaim your life as your own, taking it back from the God that you promised it to, and step forward into a brighter, connected, and beautiful life of possibility. Not because a guy died for you and gave you those opportunities only after you decided to believe in him, but because life is multifaceted and complex, and you get to decide how you want to spend it. Thank you so much for watching this video, and if you made it this far, please consider pressing like and subscribing to the channel. It really helps me know what you're liking, and it also helps boost the channel. If you want to follow me on any of my social medias, I'm putting those all in the description box, and you can also find my Patreon, where if you want to see more of this content and help support me in creating this stuff, you can support me there. I'm giving my patrons sneak peeks into things that are coming up, and I hope to continue to add to that benefit list as time goes on. Thank you so much to all of my current patrons. You guys really make a difference in me being able to do this stuff. And yeah, I just really enjoy making these videos and want to keep doing it for as long as I can. So your support means a whole heck of a lot to me. Catch you next time. Go be a good fatty batty.